Hello everyone, this is Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I just was going to share that the 3-tier Harbor Freight carts come just like this. I took those wheels out of a extra smaller box, but everything was inside the levels, and they're all kind of stacked together. But once you get it put together, it'll look like that one. And I got a second one so I could take care of this stuff here. And all of my art supplies will be on these two carts, and I can pull them out of the way or pull them up to my work table over there. These are about $50 at Harbor Freight, but they will hold a lot of weight. They're easy to move, even fully loaded, and they are just a tremendous deal, and they hold so much more than these carts. I have this small cart for the things I use on a regular basis right next to my sewing machine, and that's fine because I only have a few things that I need, but that would never work for me as an art cart. So that's why I get the Harbor Freight $50 3-tier carts. They're really an awesome deal and very useful. So I'm going to get going on putting this together, and I don't remember all the tools I need, so I guess I'll start with the instructions. When I get them both, this one built, I'll share them what this looks like empty, and then I'll come back and show it when everything is sorted and organized and beautiful again. Okay guys, I just want to come back with a couple tips as I'm going along here. The nut, the bolt, the flat washer, and the lock washers come all screwed together. So you always have all the pieces that you need. The thing is, when you go to put a shelf in, you need to take these all apart and just put them in the tray. So you'll have all of the pieces loose, because when you put the bolt on here, you want bolt, flat washer, go through, and on the inside you want your lock washer and your nut. Then as you're going, you're only going to finger tighten these. You do not want to get these really tight, because you gotta have, it's got to be movable, and so that you can get the next tray down in and be able to slide it up and down enough to get your bolts to go through the holes. So that's just a couple tips. Go ahead and divide your, take your nut off and the washers off, because you have to change the order that they're on this little bolt, because you want the bolt, the flat washer first, not the bolt, the lock washer. This is just how they put them together at the factory. This is not how they go through the shelves, okay? Bolt, flat washer, through the shelf, lock washer, nut. So don't make the mistake of getting the lock washer on the wrong side. It won't do you any good. You want your lock washer next to your nut side. All right? I'm going to get back at it. All right. Here are the two carts. This is the new one. That's the old one. You can tell the color's not quite as bright on my old one anymore. But I've got craft paints, paper towels, craft paint brushes, sprays, all the kind of crafty type paints. My wax paper just sits there. Watercolor, adhesive type, liquid adhesives like Mod Podge. And at the back, it's ink and Luminaire paints. The bottom has papers, canvases, and my large binder of stencils. Now the old cart now holds newer paint brushes that I want to use with fine art paint, which is the fine art paint is back there, which I've come to the conclusion I need to quit worrying about whether it's fine art or not and get it used, because it's going to go bad before I use it. My water containers, some more of the Luminaire paints, which they might be kind of bad anyway. This is a paint cream. Must have got that thrifting. My tub of stuff, miscellaneous things to make texture on the gel plate, and just some little squeeze bottles there. All my finishes are on the bottom. That is pink container there, cover, is my fabric paints. Then my gessos are on the end. And I've got spray paints on the bottom there too. So I've kind of divided things up. Everything is easy to get to now. I still have this little pile of stuff to go through there, but it all has homes. I just need to put them away. There's projects in the works. There's a journal that's an active journal, and that is supposed to be my active journal container, and you can see how full it is. I need to go through that. Maybe that's something I will do tonight in my live. And then I've got 2 postcards that I did with Mary, I think last week. I'm going to keep one, and I'll mail the other one to Mary. So Mary, you're going to have a butterfly postcard coming. And then this table here holds my quilter star machine, that the only reason I'm keeping it around is because it does an automatic buttonhole, and my sergers sit there. And they just rest there, and then my patterns are underneath. My sewing patterns are underneath there, which there will be more sewing videos coming soon. So this is the wrap up of the Harbor Freight 3-tier carts. They're about $50 a piece, but they hold up to 450 pounds. You do have to, distribute the weight good so that they aren't a tip problem. So that is just something to keep in mind. And the last thing I wanted you to be aware of is the screws and things come in 2 different packages. One package of screws have the bolts and nuts and stuff for the wheels. But also within that pack of screws, there's 4 of the sets that go in at the top, and that is so that you know that you have 4 that go on this handle. And the handle is wrapped separate too. So don't think you're short bolt sets until you look in that second package with the wheel hardware, because they put the handle hardware in with the wheel hardware. Just an FYI to let you know about that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see some of you tonight.